I awake at the sound of Hisui's voice. After what happened, after coming back to the mansion, I must have holed myself up in my room and passed out. I breathe a sigh at the headache that reverberates from my eyes to my brain. Not that it bothers me much, it's a familiar feeling. I reach over to the nightstand and put on my glasses.
四季様、どこかご気分が優れないのですか？
別に何もないよ。おはよう、翡翠。
I reply and get out of bed. I'm a little surprised at myself. Even though I don't want to talk about anything, my body attempts to carry on with the usual routine.
朝食だろ。大丈夫。すぐに行くから。
はい。それではお待ちしております。
Sounds like a deal. Hisui leaves the room, looking like she had something else to say. I check my phone. No mail. Today's Monday. It's hard to believe, but it seems that after I came back Saturday night, I slept straight through all of Sunday. I guess the fatigue that I'd been building these past few days finally caught up with me. I change into my school uniform and head to the dining room. After having breakfast, I stop by the living room. Aki and Kawaku-san are there, as usual.
おはよう。
I sink onto the sofa and stare vacantly at the clock.
兄さん、早起きなのはいいことですが、
I feel like we haven't seen you in a while.
今日は学校があると分かってますよね。
ああ、そっか。学校には行かないといけないよな。
I completely forgot. Having lost my sense of purpose, I'd ended up thinking that I'd just carry on drifting through life as an empty shell.
俺には俺の生活があるもんな。何もやることがないなら、とりあえず学校に行くよ。
兄さん。
Speak inwardly? Aki gives me a doubtful look. My mind simply isn't capable of coming up with an excuse or an explanation right now. In the end, I leave the mansion without saying anything. There's some tension in the air, I feel. The hours slip by without incident. I aimlessly take in the lesson of whatever class this is. I hear the sound of the chalk scraping away. I unconsciously jot down the formulas being hastily scrawled across the blackboard. Suddenly, I catch the sight of the schoolyard through the window. I feel like I've done this before. There's no one there, as you'd expect. I was about to say, is arcueid chilling there? It seems like a very awkwardly normal day, which usually doesn't last too long. What on earth am I doing? Why am I just sitting here, obediently attending classes? I can't believe I've gone back to my normal school life instead of searching for her. But I don't have the ways or means to find her. Now that she's erased herself from my life, there's no possibility I'll ever see her again. That's why it's certain I've truly lost Arcueid this time. Something on my desk makes a noise. It's nothing worth mentioning. It was only my mechanical pencil breaking from being gripped too hard. The lesson is over, and the hubbub in the classroom builds. I alone remain at my desk, as though still listening to the lecture.
殿、ちょっと来てください。
The physics teacher calls out to me from the podium.
はい、何ですか？
I reply and head to the podium.
ちょっとした確認です。最近、夜遅くに繁華街の方で君を見かけたという報告が届いていました。覚えはありますか？
あります。ここ数日、深夜の街に用がありましたから。
Okay, keeping it vague.
おっと、 本当でしたか。
The physics teacher frowns, but his expression then softens somewhat.
遠野が夜遊びする生徒でないことは知っていますが、職員会議で問題に上がっていてね。生徒指導部の先生方が遠野と話がしたいそうだ。
Someone from the student guidance department.
そういったわけだから、放課後は茶道室に行くように。
With a brief farewell, the teacher exits the classroom. It's now the end of the school day. I drop by the tea ceremony room, but the guidance counselor has yet to arrive. Our school doesn't have a dedicated student counseling room. Counseling sessions usually take place in empty classrooms or the staff room, but sometimes they'll happen in a disused club room, as is the case today. It seems like the tea ceremony club was abolished quite some time ago. It's certainly true that it is not a club that's currently in vogue. I sit down on the tatami and wait for the guidance counselor to arrive. I bite my lip in frustration. I'm fully aware that I don't have time to be doing this. Even so, there's nothing else I can do. With club activities on hold and the end of the school day pushed forward, the school building is becoming quieter by the minute. I'm about to go mad. Why am I here? Why am I doing this? I can't help but get angry at my own helplessness. But since there's no way to fix it, in the end, I have no choice but to do as I'm told, like the husk that I am. Jesus.
何やってるんだろう、俺。
There's no answer. Suppressing my irritation, I continue to wait in the deserted club room for night to fall. I think it's really evening now. The second hand of the clock ticks, informing me that it's just turned 6 o'clock. In the end, no one came to the tea ceremony room. The school closes its gates at 4, and the teachers leave at 5, so at this point, there's nobody else left in the school.
忘れられたかな。
In a way, I feel like this worked out well for me. It gave me a reason not to return to the mansion. It's not that I don't want to go back there. I simply can't just yet. I unfold my legs and stand up. This tea ceremony room isn't bad. My mind feels a bit cleaner now that I've had the chance to reflect on things by myself like this. I've had plenty of time to think about what I should do and about what's important to me. Right now, I should... Aw, shit. Aw, shit, look at these decisions right here. This is huge right here. As always, say first. So... I think a majority of my being is saying 1 right now. Like, these other 2 options, like... 3 is a fuck no. We might get fucked if we try to look for Roa ourselves. And return to the mansion, I don't know about that one. But I think my whole being is telling me to just look for Arcueid, and I think that is just what we'll do. We'll just see what happens. I'm going to find Arcueid. Even if the odds are stacked against me, I just can't get her out of my head. I won't stop searching until I find her. I can't stand the thought of her being all alone. And I'm definitely not going to stand back and let her settle things by herself. I made my decision. Now that I have, I can't waste any more time. I need to start searching the city for her at once, even if it means grasping at straws. I walk down the deserted hallway. The fiery glow of the setting sun has dyed everything a deep red. The sun sets quickly in autumn. The world will change in just a few minutes, Night is right around the corner. The sky above is already dark. The boundary between red and black. I exist within the nebulous moment in time that's neither day nor night. Full moon. Looking up at the sky from the hallway, I notice something. The moon is already out. Its face a perfect, pureless circle. I forget myself for a moment and simply gaze up at it. A silver moon, as beautiful as a glass bas relief. A pure white visage, so vivid it feels like it could spill from the sky at any moment. I feel like I saw a moon like this back when I was a child, at the time I fell into a coma. I feel a sudden pain from the scar on my chest. My heart is beating like crazy. I can feel my blood coursing through my body, and my breathing is growing ragged. I place a hand on my chest. It comes away sticky. My uniform is stained a deep red. My scar is open and bleeding. Oh God. I'm gasping for air. The chills running down my spine are as cold as ice. I'm shivering so intensely it's as though my spine is trying to rip its way through my skin and escape. It's agony. Oh no. Yo? Mixed in with my heartbeat is another sharper sound. Oh no, who is that? Someone is coming. The figure emerging from the depths of the hallway casts a long shadow across the floor. Their footsteps echo coldly as they advance. Something's wrong here. I don't sense the same tempestuous fury that I felt from Vlav. The latent fear sending tremors through my entire body isn't coming from outside, but from within. A flash of pain shoots through my skull. This pain, this sense of impending danger, they feel rooted within my own identity. I have a feeling that Tonoshiki should, under no circumstance, ever meet this person. I come to a halt. It's already too late to run. It'll be over if I turn around. Still breathing heavily, I take off my glasses. They got lines on them? I unsheath the knife hidden in my pocket. Yeah, it's that same figure that Noel fought that one time. The figure approaches. A tall man. The lines squirming around his body are surprisingly sparse and hard to make out. Yet at the same time, there's a point at his core, pulsating ominously. It beats rhythmically, like a heart, as if proclaiming his life and undeath. I stop breathing. My mind is a mess of unanswered questions. I don't know this person. I don't, and yet I can't help but feel like he reminds me of someone. Oh boy. The man approaches. Just a little closer, and I'll be able to get a good look at his face. Like, can you even see a face on him? He just looks like black mush to me. Who does he remind me of? Who does he remind me of? Who does he remind me of? Who is it that I've forgotten? The man stops, as if to greet me. He's still a ways away. I can't make out his face, blacklit as it is by the red light of the setting sun. But I can see his eyes. They glitter radiantly, like those of a serpent eyeing its prey. That voice. A resonant voice. Despite sounding so gentle, it sends a shiver down my spine. I don't think I've ever heard something so viscerally repulsive before. It makes me want to vomit.
本は片手につかめるほど小さく、髪は年月にかすむほど脆い。 水に濡れる、火に炙られる、自らの手で切り捨てる。過去の出来事など常改ざんされる幻想だ。しかるに。
I readied my knife. I stooped down, gauging the distance between us. My instincts tell me I have no time to think, no room for hesitation. However, my sense of reason is too stubborn. It prevents me from committing the urge to kill him, even if only for the span of a single breath.
君という個人もまた不出来なテクストに過ぎない。人生はあまりにも曖昧だ。その自覚はあるか、当の式。
You know me. I dash forward like a greyhound bolting out of the gate. Even knowing that it's already too late, I impatiently propel myself forward as fast as I possibly can. A display of physical ability I was unaware I was capable of. I close the 10 meters between us in a single breath, take aim at the man's lines, and sever. Oh, there's the electricity, yep. But as I feared, I was too late. Even though I managed all that in a single breath, this guy manages to slip behind me in a mere blink of an eye. I can't react in time. The man strikes my hand and snatches the knife away. With eyes shining blue, he stares straight at the lines on my body, as if I alone am moving in slow motion. The corners of his lips curl in amusement.
残念だった。死を見るのは何もお前だけの特権じゃん。
He aims my own knife back at me and swings it down. My spine locks up. My brain freezes. My body recalls the pain it felt when the same thing was done to it before, long ago. Oh shit. Yo. The sound of rending flesh. The white steel pierces my chest as if slicing through paper. My body collapses. All the strength drains out of me, and I crumple to the floor. As I fall, I look up at the man's face. Oogly boogly, bitch! Yep. None other. Michael Roa Valdemjong. And he got the long hair, it looks like, too. I plunge into darkness. His face. I don't recognize his face. And yet, I remember. I remember this rush of blood. That's because this guy, he's the exact same figure. He's the same blood-soaked boy that lay before me on that summer day long ago. Huh? Oh shit. Getting his get back. I hit the ground with a thud. Strangely enough, there's no blood. I don't feel any pain. The knife remains lodged in my chest. My body temperature is dropping. My consciousness is fading. I'm slowly losing the ability to even move my body at all.
お前が殺された狩り、確かに返却した。もはや思い残すこともないだろう。噴書の時だ。当の式。
Oh, wait a minute. This is a different character? I thought it was Roa. Maybe the person talking to him was Roa, but this is a completely different character. I don't know anymore. The man is addressing empty space. Or not? Why did I forget about it until now? Back when I was a child, when I played in the gardens of the Tono mansion, it was always myself, Akiha, and one other child. We were inseparable. Even when I played with Akiha, I was inviting her to join in with the two of us. So then, why had I forgotten his name up until now? Why is Shiki capitalized? Yeah, he has the jacket. Yeah, the jacket, the long hair. It's Roa. Oh, now you have the short hair. Oh shit, okay. Okay, so okay, so that's probably why Mario Noel must. Okay, so there's Tono Shiki and Tono Shiki, and Tono Shiki has Roa in him, and Tono Shiki was the guy Tono Shiki killed when they were kids. Okay, I think I get it now. That totally makes sense. The man speaks, though our names may sound the same, their spellings differ. Tono Shiki, 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 Akia, Shiki, Shiki, Akia, Shiki. I remember the word scratched into the gazebo. An unpleasant laugh, and the same unsettling feeling I experienced looking at Vlav. As my consciousness fades, I finally make the connection. This guy is Arcueid's enemy. Roa reaches up for the knife stuck in my chest. He grasps it by the handle. It's clear that I'll die the instant he pulls it out. There's nothing I can do. My body won't move at all. I can't even blink. So that decision we made earlier, did that matter at all? Aha, help is on the way. He's gone. Suddenly Roa vanishes from my field of view. In the same instant, a figure dressed in nun's clothing enters in. The one who smashed the third floor window and came trembling inside is... none other than CL. Hell yeah. It's about time I see you in action.
数秘門による来帝ですか。どうやら完全に入れ替わったようですね、ロア。
Oh, so you do remember. Senpai. That's right. This person is CL Senpai. I thought she already left, but here she is facing off against that vampire to protect me. Their abilities seem to be on par with each other. However, there's a caveat. The sun hasn't completely set yet. And then... Roa suddenly bursts out laughing, as if he's just realized something. Roa continues to cackle gleefully. Senpai simply glares back at the vampire in silence. Senpai doesn't respond. Instead, she turns away from the vampire and takes my fallen body into her arms.
あの姫君でさえ蘇生するのに800年の歳月と引き換えにするしかなかった。ただの人間に力の及ぶすべ。
His sneering voice is the only thing I can make out. Senpai bites her lip, holding back the rage she feels toward that vampire. She stifles her urge to jump up and slay him right this instant. All of that in order to protect me, cradled in her arms.
おう、承知しているよ。転生完了お疲れ様。
Is that Mario?
この時を待ってる。
Yep. The second I saw fucking, I was like, oh, yep, that's Mario. You got a mask on or something? I hear a child's voice emanating from Senpai's chest. Is that Mario's voice coming out of a speaker? Oh, that makes more sense.
何者だ。随分と私に来やすいようだ。
この町に派遣された司祭代行だよ。名前はマーリオ・ジャッロ・ベスティーノ。てめえならこれで意味が通るだろう、ヘビ野郎。
ベスティーラウレンティスの隠し子だ。そうか、まだ生きているとは驚きだ。そちらはそちらで愉快なことになっている。
ああ、おかげさまでな。じいさんは今も正気じゃねえよ。で、どうなんだ？てめえ完全にバルダムヨンか？転生は成功したんだろうな。まだだったら遠慮はいらねえ。あと7日は教会からの支援は止めておくから、さっさと目を覚ましてきな。
改めなさい、司祭代行。それは教会への背信行為です。
ほざけ、てめえに言われたくはねえよ、シエル。つうか安心しろ。使徒は例外なくぶっ殺す。その前に拾っておかなきゃならねえお宝があってな。ジジイの密命といえばお利口なてめえも納得だろ。で、どうなんだ赤社のヘビ。今回はちゃんと思い出したか。下脱の方はどこにある？
不老不死が必要なほど老いたのか、ラウレンティス。私は確かに書き残したはずだ。人のままで完全な不老不死は実現しないと。私の書庫を漁った盗人ども、この忠告を受け入れなかったのは自業自得というほかない。
選ぶってんじゃねえよ。要は未完成のまま放置したってことじゃねえか。じゃああれか、ジジイが望むような不老不死は存在しないと。
残念ながら私の研究は魂の分野に切り替わる。肉体に関する研究はそれこそ下手の横好きだ。理論だけで実践の域には達していない。そんな不確かな儀式は魔術とは呼べない。それは呪いというのだ。ベスト。
つまり
徒労だったな。不老の解決法はない。せいぜい健やかに死ぬまで苦しめ。
Okay. The silence that follows is frightening. Even through his microphone, I can sense Mario's disappointment, his despair, his hatred, his anger.
呪いと言ったな、バルダムよ。
そう言った。あれらは私が開発した魔術基盤。魔術に疎い聖堂教会であろうと、司祭代行であればその成り立ちは知らされていよう。
引き上げろシエル。仕留めるのはまた後だ。このヘビ野郎は数で潰す。
Guess you're gonna need the eyes of death. Still carrying me in her arms, Ciel Senpai leaps up onto the sill of the shattered window. The man simply watches us go, a weary smile on his face.
立ち去るな。何分私が忙しい。
Sure you do.
こうしてロアとして地上に出た以上、姫君はじきに訪れる。歓迎をしたく念入れなくてはいけない。
Senpai turns her back on the vampire and jumps out the third floor window. It seems that she doesn't think anything of a 3-story fall. After alighting on the ground with a soft thud, Senpai retreats from the school without looking back. As all this happens, I gaze back at the man, my eyes glazing over. He had the same name as the child in my memories, Tono Shiki, a human who had still been alive all this time, and now been overridden by the vampire known as Roa. What an interesting turn of events. Still carrying me in her arms, Senpai makes a beeline for the Tono mansion. I'm not sure what she's planning on doing here, but I can't see it going well. Also, I just realized that fucking teacher set us up. That bastard. The knife is still lodged in my chest, and I'm definitely dying. If Akiko sees me like this, word won't even begin to describe it. Shit, my voice won't come out. I want to tell her to stop, but it's taking all I have just to keep on breathing.
遠野くんは黙っていてください。大丈夫。妹さんならきっと遠野くんを助けることができるはずです。
I know her. Save me? That's impossible, Senpai. I've been stabbed in the heart with a knife, and I've already lost all control over my body. There's nobody in the world who can save a person this close to death's door. Unless it's a rock.
いいえ、できます。そうでなければ理屈が合いません。いいですか。彼女が遠野四季を助けられなければ、そもそもあなたは7年前に死んでいます。
Explain?
だからきっと、今回もまだ間に合うはずなんです。
Senpai, what do you mean by...
もう、いいから黙っていてください。これ以上喋ると、本当に持たないじゃないですか。
Alrighty then. Her expression is stern. I've never seen anyone so angry before. I feel like I've done something very wrong, so I close my eyes. Well, whatever. It was actually getting rather hard to stay awake anyway.